So the other big fight on the undercard and the best performance was Jesse Bam Rodriguez. You know, you and I were just talking about Abdullah Mason being 20 years old. There's no one size fits all for boxers at ages or the stages of their career. But at 24 years old, Bam Rodriguez is clearly a pound for pound talent. Faced a guy named Pedro Guevara, a former title holder at another division who had never been stopped before, had faced some very good opponents in his losses. And Bam just completely obliterated him over the course of 3 rounds. It was a great performance. Did you have a chance to see it?
No, I didn't get to watch the fight again, but again, watch the highlights. He's just sensational, isn't he? Everything he does, the way that he floats and glides in and out and throws flurries of punches with just concussive knockout power every single time. He's a very, very special fighter. And no wonder so many people are so excited about him. Like, do you think there's anyone out there who can stop him? Because I thought Sonny Edwards would give him a good run for his money, and he obliterated him as well.
You just look at the names that Bam has gone through in recent years. And, he really just stepped up on late notice when he fought Carlos Cuadras. He knocked out Strisaket Sorungvazai. He went down. He beat Sonny Edwards the way that he did, came back up and went through the champion, Juan Francisco Estrada. As we were talking about with Adam last week, that's 3 of the 4 kings. The question is whether you get Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. And I think that there's not really an appetite for that. There was a time that we thought the fight wasn't going to happen, given that they were friends or are friends and that they'd sparred together. I think money could put the two of them together. But the bigger fights for Bam, at 115, there's a rematch coming up between title holder Fernando Martinez and former title holder Kazuto Ioka. I'd love to see Bam unify, and I know that he wants to unify at 115. We heard a lot on the DAZN broadcast of, what about Bam versus Naoya Inoue, the champion 2 divisions up at 122. I think that's very premature. I mean, sure, those are 2 pound-for-pound talents, but if you're going to talk about moving up, you really want to see Bam Rodriguez against the guy at 118. That's Junto Nakatani. So once Bam is done at 115, move him up to 118, have him face the Japanese title holders. I would love to see that fight with Nakatani if Nakatani doesn't move on to face Inoue at 122 himself.
What's exciting about Bam Rodriguez is it's not that often that you get a fighter in the lower weight categories, especially in flyweight, super flyweight area, where most boxing people are talking about them. Like, you get it with the heavier guys, you get it with the light heavyweights, you get it with the cruiserweights, and of course you get it with the heavyweights. But there are a lot of people who don't follow the sport as closely as the likes of you and I do, or don't work in it, or whatever else, who are talking about him because you use this phrase a bit on the podcast, and it's right to use it. He is must watch. Like, you're going to get action. You know that you're going to get like technical ability beyond belief, where you're just going to be in awe of the talent and the drill of how well drilled he is, but also knowing that in the click of the fingers he can turn it on and the fight can be over. And I think he's quite a rare fighter for the day and age which we're in when it comes to boxing, don't you?
He is, as you just said, I say, he is must watch. We don't know how long this is going to last, but what an amazing ride that this has been in such a short amount of time. And to go to what you were saying about the lighter weight classes, this is the beauty of the sport being as global as it is now, thanks in large part to technology. There were times that the hardcore of us were watching Chocolatito, we're watching Naoya Inoue on delay, on streams, on torrents that we downloaded so that we could follow these talents. But now you've got DAZN, you've got ESPN Plus, you've got the ability to watch these fighters all around the world. And when it comes to fighting in the United States, you see these lighter weight class guys paired with other fighters. When we talked with Tom Lawfer the other week, he's talking about how he used to put Chocolatito on the Triple G undercards, and that was kind of the gateway drug so that a wider audience could get to know Triple G. And so while Bam Rodriguez is the more accomplished, more talented of the 2 fighters who headlined in Philadelphia on Saturday, by virtue of him being on this card with Boots, who was the hometown guy in Philadelphia, more people are now going to be aware. And as Bam builds up a following, maybe he can continue to headline himself.